Welcome to the Create with Ease podcast. I am Grace Covington, your host, and today's topic is moving your life from a dream to actualizing your reality. So I was just sitting wondering in a space of gratitude of how much the life I'm living today was a dream 10 years ago. I never imagined that I could be living the life that I am living today. And if this is the first time that you are coming to this podcast, I'm Grace Covington, business coach, and I facilitate women entrepreneurs to create thriving, sustainable businesses while you are living the lifestyle of your dreams. So this moment this evening took me back to, wow, this shit actually came true. This shit works. And so many people ask me, those who have known me for a long time, your life has changed so much from when I knew you 10 years ago. You have literally created so much in such a short time span. What did you do? What are you doing? I want to know. Spill the tea. So I am going to be sharing with you what has really transpired and what has facilitated me moving into a space of joy in my life where my joy is no longer attached to a specific thing, a specific outcome, specific people. I am naturally in the space of deep joy. And sometimes I have shit blowing up in my reality, in my world. But I still come back to the truth of joy, to what my reality is, and that is to be in joy. And to no longer be in the space where you think that someone can snatch your joy, steal your joy, or you think this is too good to be true. You know, deep down inside, you are creating your reality, and there's nothing that can undo that, or no one that can come in and take that away. The freedom that opens up in your world is one of the freedoms that I knew existed on this planet, and I experienced it before and then gave it up because I wanted to fit into this reality. I wanted people to like me. I didn't want to be different or judged as really weird or strange. And so that freedom went away when I chose this other space to fit in. So now I'm coming back to all of those truths that I have lived before, that I have known intimately before. This space of creating your reality, choosing your reality, and consistently out-creating yourself, creating more, receiving more joy, receiving more abundance, receiving more peace, receiving more ease. And it is truly by your action steps. It is truly created by the energy that you be. It is truly created by the points of views that you have, because your points of views create your reality. And once you come to the space of total freedom, of not allowing points of views, because we all have them, I was walking this morning in nature, coming back to the space of presence, being in the present moment. And I could not believe the amount of noise. Now, I'm not talking about the noise outside, but my own mental noise of so many different thoughts. Like some of it was negative and it just took on a whole train and all this, there were so many. And I got to this space where I was just like, you know what? I'm not choosing that. That is not my reality. It was just like all these things that just wanted to create this sense of doubt, fear, worry, stress, anxiety. And I was like, no, I'm not choosing that. That is not my reality. My reality is of joy. And that is what I know to be true for me. And so I chose something different. So that is the magic word. Chose. I chose something different. I chose to invite what I actually desired to create into my life. I chose it. 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 And so if you desire to start actualizing your reality, it is about choosing it first. Choosing it even if you can't see it, or maybe you won't even see it for 5-10 years. I didn't see it for a long time. But what I'm beginning to recognize is every single choice led to something else opening up, and something else opening up, and something else opening up, and something else, and something else. There's a scripture in the Bible, if you are a biblical person, that goes, your steps are ordered. And it is truly true. Like once you come into this space of choice, like knowing what your reality is, and then choosing all of those things, everything will fall into place for you. Again, you've heard me say this, without trying to figure the how to, without figuring out how is this going, this is too impossible. How is this going to show up? And I even go back to my own childhood and all of the things that have led me to the space of where I am. And it has been in such divine alignment that there were things that were set in place that prepared me to be where I am today. And for those of you who do not know me or have never heard my story, you can have numerous podcasts. Might I say this is the 40th podcast? Yay! But I went to a boarding school, and it was an all-girls school, and it was a Catholic, so there's a lot of religion, spirituality, miraculous moments that I have witnessed in my lifetime. And this boarding school was in the middle of nowhere, in nature. I've always had a deep connection to nature. Like everywhere I've gone, I have found myself in nature. So that theme started when I was young, like when I'm going back to the space of your steps are ordered. And then from there, having moved to the United States, I went to an all-girls college, and this wasn't a Catholic university. And I can remember one of the classes that we took, we had to take theology and philosophy at the same time. And in the theology class, you were discovering, the truth of God. Like, who is God to you? What does God mean to you? And in the philosophy class, you were questioning everything. Like you were questioning, does God really exist? What if the chair that you're sitting on is actually not a chair? And this dynamic changed my life. I remember the theology professor asking me, why are you here? Why are you in this class? And I said, I wanted to find out who God is. For me, taking out all the religious things that I learned, and to truly find who is God for me, without anyone's point of view infused or anything like that. And then would go to the philosophy class, and then you get to this space of questioning everything. What if everything that you've ever known is actually not real or true? And so this created an opening in me to become more open to magic, to become more open to other possibilities, to become more open to see things beyond this physical reality, like to see things beyond what you actually see them as. And it was that space, these two classes coming together, that opened up this space for me that has really allowed me to change. Because after that, there were different things that started showing up in my world that if I had not had that experience, I may have not been open to these other possibilities, to these other realms. I may have just stayed stuck in, this is what is said, this is how you must do it, and this is how you must continue. So this is just like, it's just coming like all full circle for me. And coming back to the truth. So maybe you are looking at your life today and you're wondering, I desire change, Grace. I desire to have more. I desire to live the lifestyle of my dreams. And it's taking a long time. Things are not working out. Things are not showing up. And I had to go through that phase of starting to look at my life, starting to change, starting to ask change. And sometimes things got really bad before they actually started getting good, before they actually started changing. And all of this, everything that I experienced was there as a muscle to open up the next choice and open up the next possibility and open up the next possibility. So if you're in that phase of wondering when your life is going to change or when you're going to receive these big aha moments, know that it will come. It will show up. Those moments will change. But you have to have an openness to life. An openness where you are not judging things. Like sometimes you judge your future possibility out of your life because it's not showing up in the way that you are asking for it to show up. Then you judge that and make it wrong, rather than embracing where you are and receiving everything that you came to receive from that moment and fully embodying it so that all these other possibilities can open up. So going back to that college example, where I got to a space where I was willing. All my life I had been told, had been raised in this religious aspect and, taught all these things, and then come to a space where it's like, give all of that up. Give all of that up. Have no attachment to that. Don't worry if you will get lost, confused, whatever that may be. But to actually receive more in this moment is for you to completely let go of everything that you know. Everything that you have trusted is the truth. Everything that has been that comfort zone for you, to let all of that go. And that has changed my life, because I truly believe that some of the things that have shown up in my life, had I not been willing to be detached and not have a point of view about certain things, I would not have received the miracles that were knocking at my door. The miracles that were knocking at my door. So if you are looking to shift and move into creating and actualizing what you desire in 2022, first thing is let go of all attachment. Let go of what you know to be true, so you can step into the space of openness, of being open to possibilities. Once you are open to possibilities, you're open to magic. And the second tip is start to get to know you. Your reality is created faster when you know what your reality is, like what is true for you. So for me, joy is my reality. That is my that's my reality. So I'm not going to, when I am choosing sadness or depression or anger, rage, fury, that's not my reality. My reality is joy. So then I know that I'm choosing a reality that isn't mine. So get to know what your reality is. Maybe your reality is total calm, total peace. Maybe it is total abundance. And you can have multiple realities. I know for me, it is joy, it is abundance, it is play, it is pleasure, it is ease. So these are all elements of my reality. And so I will choose those things, because once you choose them, you actually create more of that. So I am not necessarily going to choose something hard, like the hard path, because I know if I'm starting to lean into that space, then that's not my reality. I'm going to shift back to what will create more ease. And creating more ease may look different in each moment. And sometimes it may cause fear in you, because you're like, oh my goodness, I'm really not doing much. This is like super easy. But that is your reality, is to have that much ease. And so you have to recognize when those energies show up of like, if this is too hard, too stressful, I'm going to step away and step into my reality of really easy, really simple, and just magic showing up with total ease. But you cannot be in a space of, being linear. Like, in order to create something, this is what I must do. Let me give an example, because I think there'll be more clarity around this. So if your life is of ease, and that is your reality. So let's say you are creating your business. Most people say in order to create your business, you have to, let's say, make 100 calls every single day, slide into 20 million people's DMs, blast out 50 million emails just to have one person sign up for your offer. What if the opposite is true? What if you waking up, choosing what brings you joy, stepping into that space? Maybe it is getting a massage, going for a walk, meditation, relaxation. And then from there, you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to make a yummy smoothie for myself, because my body is just like, oh, I would love to have something delicious. And then the next thing is like, what would be fun this morning? And then it's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to actually send an email out to my list. That's the energy that's popping, that's fun, that's vibrant. Okay, cool. After sending out that email, I'm going to the beach. I'm just going to have a beach day today and really relax into the beingness of life, the gratitude of life. And you know what? I'm going to post that post on Instagram. And then after that post, you know what? I think I'm going to go and get my nails done and have a massage. So someone would judge the person who's doing all the fun things as not being productive, not creating. And the person who's sending out the 50 million emails, the 20 million DMs, the making the 100 calls a day as being more productive. And yet this is the space where I'm talking about is being open to these possibilities. What if, because it is your reality to have ease, that you actually create more when you are in that other space of the joy, the pleasure, the magic, the miracles? Because that is the energy that is aligned with you. It's not the opposite, the productiveness. And then from all of those efforts of play and pleasure, you sell out your next offer with total ease. And this is the stuff that has happened to me. So I'm not saying that you don't take action, or you judge a specific action as the action that is going to create. It's the space that you're being and knowing what is your reality and then creating from that space. Creating from that space and honoring that space. When something you recognize is becoming like, this is a little bit too much hard work. That means you are focused so much on the outcome, then you realize that that's not your reality, and I'm going to choose the other possibility. And living from this space, it's like your life is so much easier. Like the ideas, tapping into the energies of what people require, of knowing what to post. Like you're not struggling to do all these things that most people struggle with, because you have honored and fully committed to creating your reality. Even if you are judged by other people as, wow, your life is too easy, or you're not working hard enough, or even in the midst of all this where you're committed to that reality of joy and ease, it seems as if nothing is happening, but you are still committed to that, because you know that that is where your creation begins. That's where the possibilities open up, even though you can't see it, even though it hasn't actualized. But even if it seems so impossible to so many people, but this is the power of creating your reality, the power that you have. So you may be wondering, like, I would love to be in the space of knowing, to know what my reality is, to be able to go between all these energies and just create this dynamic, like this beautiful life where you're just sitting in gratitude that everything that you ask for shows up. So this is what I facilitate. And this is what moves you into that space of creating a thriving, sustainable business that contributes to the whole planet and changes the planet, while you are living this beautiful life, of this lifestyle that just brings you so much joy. Like, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm in a 24-hour orgasmic paradise, because your life is that good in each freaking moment. Each moment is just getting greater and greater and greater and greater. So yes, this space is created with facilitation in you receiving the gift of you, and it's you that's doing the work. You are the person. I am just being the invitation and facilitating and getting you to look at what could be possible, and you choosing it, and then you choosing it, and then you choosing it. That is what a facilitator does. It's not like I am your guru. You start to look at you and start to find that possibility in you and tap into your power, into your capacities, into your brilliance. And so you may be thinking, oh, I can do this on my own. Yes, I used to think that a lot. And one of the things that really created the most for me was investing in myself. I have consistently invested in myself. I consistently invest in myself today. And it has changed my life. It has really changed my life. And I will continually choose those things, because I actually create more in less time. So right now, I'm in the space of facilitating my existing clients, and also in the space of pleasure, play, rest, enjoyment, joy. And so people may think, well, you can take all this time off your business. Aren't you going to lose clients? Aren't you going to miss out on clients? No, this space is actually a creative space. I'm actually generating and creating, but it's showing up different from this reality, because that is my reality. It doesn't mean that if you're not launching your program, that you are not actually creating. It's not the launch that creates. It's the energy behind that, the energy underneath that. And so this way of creating has created so much more joy in my life, and open up all these possibilities that I never thought could exist at the same time. So, let's take a pause. Because there's been so much gold and diamonds in this podcast today. And just be with you right now. And just step into the space of gratitude for you, for listening to this podcast, for being here on this planet, this beautiful planet. And just receive the gift of you in this moment. The gift that you are creates every possibility that you desire in your life. And the gift that you are shifts and changes other people's realities just by the energy you're being, just by the possibility that you are being. So be with that. Now know that you can create with this energy. And this energy that you're being will open up more possibilities for you. So yes, I do invite you to check out my Instagram at Create with Ease. Go in my link in bio. I already have, because I've been getting lots of emails and DMs. Hey, I want to work with you in 2022. I want to work with you before the waitlist gets filled up. What can I do? So I did put up something up in my link tree so that those who are ready and fired up, so you can start to begin to take action. It is by application, as I have come to this space in my business where not everyone is suited for my program. Because before I was like, I will take every single person who can pay. Yes, if you can pay, you're in. And I've learned some things about that. That one, it's not an honoring of me. And it actually takes so much energy and so much work when I'm in that space of, just take everyone and anyone. So now I'm honoring me, honoring my business, honoring my creative energies, and truly the people that are meant to work with me will show up. And so now I'm taking this application process and really taking the time to really have space with that and look at, is this person truly a good fit for this program? Is this person really willing to do the work or the play that's required? Yeah, let's call that play. Instead of work, let's call that play. Because there's some people who say they want one thing, but they're not willing to, give up control. They're not willing to receive facilitation. They're not willing to actually do the play that will create the possibility that they're asking for. So I'm no longer choosing that. That's not my reality. So yes, it is by application process. So I've started to get some applications, not a lot, because I have not been putting it out there as much. So yes, so if you're being called to this energy, being called to this space, being called to this possibility, go find me on Instagram and, go into that application, apply for the 2022 waitlist, and let's see what possibilities open up for you. The program does not start until 2022, and I am not going to begin necessarily the process that I go through in looking at who is going to be in this program right away, because I am in this place of play, of relaxation, of joy and ease. And so I will definitely have hey, I got this. Thank you so much. Here are some resources in the meantime until we come together and see if this program is going to be a good fit for you. So yes, welcome to the 40th episode, and thank you so much for listening in. Share this podcast with anyone that you think this podcast will contribute to, and come back again. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and you can be notified of when the next podcast launches. But have a joyful week, have a restful week, have a playful week, and have fun coming back into your truth of what is your reality. And then from you knowing what your reality is, all the energies that you require to create that will start to show up with total ease. Thank you for listening and have a fabulous week. I am Grace Covington, creator of the Create with Ease podcast.